Alright, so to review our log properties. So here's a log and we want to expand it. So the first step is that the seventh root of something is the same thing as that thing that's under the radical being raised to the 1/7 power. Alright. And if you forget that, you can play around with some basic numbers. So like the square root of 16, you know, is 4, right? And if you take a calculator and you do 16 to the 1/2 power, you will see that it's 4. So if you're like, wait, there's some rule and I don't quite remember what it is, one way is to use some little fairly small numbers that you know the answer to, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, that's the way it goes. The square root is the same as the 1/2 power. Alright, so now we have a log property that says if you have a log raised to a power, this power comes down and is a factor. So it's 1/7 times log base m of xy. Alright, well then we have a log property that says if you're taking the log of two things being multiplied together, that is the log of each one of those separately being added together. So this would then be 1/7, and then I'm going to need another grouping symbol, so I'm going to put a bracket. This is log base m of x added with log base m of y. So when we have the log of two things being added, this was called our product rule. It's the log of the two addends being multiplied. And then we take this one step further to expand it out, and we would just distribute the 1/7 in front of each log. So it would be 1/7 log base m of x plus 1/7 log base m of y. And this would be our answer choice. And because I've got my log and I've got a variable and I have an x and I have a y, very difficult to try and use the calculator to confirm your answer in any way. So you really have to just know your log properties. Alright. The other thing we do with log properties is kind of work the other way around. And that is to take a log property that's expanded and condense it down to one log. Right? So this time we're going to condense to one log quantity. So if I have the log base m of x plus 5 minus the log base m of x. Alright, so notice here I have the log with the same base, and what operation do I have in the middle? Subtraction. That comes from my quotient property. So there's a property that says if you have log of two things and you're having subtraction, that comes from the first one being divided by the second one. So we would just write this as log base m of x plus 5 divided by x. And now we have it down to a single log quantity. Alright, so now I want you to try these two problems. Log base b of the fifth root of x, expand that one, and then log base b of x minus 4 minus log base b of x. Condense that one down to a single log. Alright, so if you're watching on video, here are the correct answers for number 1 and 2. And now we're just going to try 2 more. Number 3, log base k of the 8th root of xy. And then number 4 is log base k of x plus y plus log base k of x. So if you're watching the video, pause and work. Alright, so let's take a look at this one step by step. First thing is I'm going to write this as xy to the 1/8 power. Secondly, I'm going to bring my 1/8 out in front. Next, I'm going to see that I am multiplying, so I'm going to use my product property, and that's going to be my log of x added with my log base k of y. And then the last thing I'm going to do is distribute that 1/8, and this will be my final answer. Alright, for number 4, I am adding 2 logs together, so that's my product property. That means that these two need to be multiplied. And then I would just go ahead and distribute the x and get x squared plus xy. Parentheses.